So I'll show you one thing. So if I give you a pronoun, if I tell me the attached version of this pronoun, you should be able to produce, right? You should be able to produce this attached version of this pronoun. Boom, right? So it's somewhere in your head. You already know it. It's not that you don't know it. It's just difficult to produce as a chart. That can take time. So it's fine, and I understand that. So if I give you this one, can you tell me the attached version of this?
Ha.
Ha. It's somewhere there, right? So so the ability to produce the chart will come, inshallah, when you start to fill up those charts with your mind that I shared with you 2-3 times, and it's done. Okay. Um, let's do one quick exercise, and inshallah, then it will become more comfortable. So what I want to do is I want you to be able to recognize the attached pronouns when they are attached to the ism. Okay. So when you're looking at the pronoun independently, like huwa, it's an independent version, and you know all about it. It's rafa, it's masculine, it's singular, it's proper, and so on and so forth. But when it's attached, it takes the shape of either hu or ha, right? And then it becomes completely different. So what I want to do is maybe start teaching you the next topic, which actually involves the pronouns, and it will help you maybe remember the attached versions better. Okay. So what we are doing is you have previously done Idafa. I'm assuming everybody remembers what Idafa was, right? It's the of relationship. So it's like um, Rasul, Rasulu, and Allahi. That's Idafa. Light, no al, followed by jar. That concept. Everyone okay with this? No questions? Okay,
Yes.
good. So now what we are going to do is we are going to do Idafa with pronouns. Okay. What that means is you have been doing messenger of Allah, but you cannot say his messenger, which when we were babies in kindergarten, we used to say messenger of his, right? To understand that his is jar, right? So this type of idafa construction is the idafa with pronouns, and this construction takes place with attached pronouns, only and only attached pronouns. Okay? And that's what we are going to do, inshallah. So let me build an example here. So let's say we take a word, kitab, kitab. So, right. So we take the word kitab, kitabun, and we want to say these things. We want to say his book, her book, book of them both, their book, your book, book of you both, book of you all, my book, our book. So what you have here, his, her, them both, their, your, you both, you all, my, our. These are all attached pronouns. All attached pronouns. Okay. So what we are going to do is, in front of each one of them, we are going to try to produce this fragment. So you know, in Idafa, the word we have is kitabun. Kitabun. Okay. And the pronoun that we are talking about, his, Which pronoun is it in the chart? Is it huwa, huma, hum, hiya, huma, hunna? Which
Who?
pronoun is it? This
Who?
pronoun is who, right? And the construction of idafa says you have to have light no al as mudaf, and then it must follow by a jar. That's what it says, right? So if you were to make this an idafa, what would you do with the word kitab?
Make it
Any thoughts?
light.
Make
Kitabu.
it light. It becomes
Kitabu.
kitabu. And what now that you know the next pronoun is huwa, what is the attached form of huwa?
Who will be who or e? So to make a jar, it will be e then.
It
E
could be who,
He or he.
or e.
or I could also do he, right? Because there are two forms. Now I
Correct.
need to decide which one should I use, right? But the rule says, I mean, it's an unwritten rule, but in the advanced studies that can change. But the rule effectively says, unless you have a ya before the attached pronoun, you always give it a dhamma. A ya or a ya sound. For example, if it was kitabi, then you would say kitabihi. Because it's not kitabi, it's kitabu, you're going to use the hu. Because for Arabs, the rhyme is very important. Very, very important. Kitabihu doesn't make sense to them in terms of rhyming, okay? In terms of the tone. Kitabahu would make sense to them. Kitabuhu would make sense, but kitabihu is not going to make sense for them. However, you will still find very few examples in the Quran where you have u and then you have the disconnect here. It's not a pure grammatical rule. It's more of a balagha reason, the rhetoric reason why this has changed. But for you, the rule of thumb is if you have anything other than a kasra or a ya, you neither have a kasra before nor you have a ya before, then you would give it a u. Okay, that's the one you will choose. Clear? Any questions? So what you have produced here, kitabuhu, is his book. Because what you're looking at two words. You're looking at kitabu as first word, and then you're looking at who as an attached pronoun. That's the construction. Light, no al, followed by jar. A different way of writing it would be book of his, the way we used to do when we were studying the jar, and we said the word after of is jar. Now you're getting more advanced. In English, it would not make sense writing book of his. But you know, this is all about showing the possession in this case. Idafah is showing the possession. Whose book is it, basically? That's the question you're answering. Okay. Let's do all of them. Inshallah, it will help. Okay, so again, the mudaf is going to be the same. Now we know the word is kitabun. We always need this word as light, right? So because we need it as light as a mudaf, we're going to do kitabun, kitabu, sorry, oops, on keyboard, kitabu. And now I'm looking for a pronoun. What is the independent form of the pronoun her?
Here.
Here.
Yeah.
Here. So once we know it's here, what is the attached form of here?
Ha.
Ha. So I'm going to take that attached form. It's just one, and I'm going to attach it like this. Kitabuha, her book. You see, the independent version. You can never attach like this. This is completely wrong. Kitabuhi. Independent pronouns do not come after; they come before. Attached pronouns always come after. Okay. So this is going to be it. Kitabuha. Okay, and I want you to help me produce all of this. Inshallah, you will be able to do it. It's not too tricky. Now, in this one, we're first going to do masculine. Later on, we will do feminine. Let's do both together. Book of them both feminine. Okay.
Kitabuhuma.
Kitabuhuma. Correct. And Shams bhai, why huma and not hima?
Sir, for me, is the rhyming reason.
Correct. That's the reason. Because you have the u, you chose the u.
Yeah, but I was about to say that it doesn't make a ya sound.
Correct. That's the same thing. And if it was kitaba, what would you choose?
Kitabahuma.
It's still huma. Correct. You will choose hima when it is e sound. Kitabu hima, like that. Okay. Or there is a ya, not a ba before it. Kitabu huma. Now, in this particular case, you can't tell if this huma, not hama, sorry, if this huma is masculine or feminine, right? Because the word kitabu doesn't really tell you that. But whenever you use the pronouns go back to some sort of ism or a fi'l. You have to look at the wider context of the sentence to see where this pronoun is referring to. Then you would find out if it is huma referring to both men or both women. Okay. Let's do the other one. Okay. Who can tell me this one?
Same.
Same.
Kitabukum.
Father, I think your screen is gone.
Yes, we cannot see the screen now.
I think he dropped.
It is written on hold in front of his name.
Chuttiyo.
Teams couldn't hold the concept.
Down to
To
again. Don't know what
to
happened.
you all this disappointment, he's back.
Yes.
डॉक्टर साहब गए कहते हैं छुट्टी.
अरे यार आप कहें हम आपको छुट्टी ऐसे ही दे देंगे यार. हम तो खुशी से पढ़ाते हैं बस. Right. Okay. So the book of them both feminine would be exactly the same. Kitabu huma, because the attached versions are same. The way you will differentiate is by looking at the wider context of the ayah, what comes before. Okay. Now their book. This one we are doing masculine form. Let's see who. Kitabuhum. Kitabuhum. Correct.
And why not?
And again,
why not? Yes. Sorry.
But it can be hunna as well or hinna.
not in masculine.
Not in masculine. Yeah. Oh, yes.
Right. So their book, feminine, is going to be Kitabu. Kitabu.
Kitabuhunna.
Kitabu and then Hunna. Their book. Okay. And again, reminding you again and again, it's hum and hunna because you have who before. Right? Is it easy, difficult, moderate? Give me some feedback. How is it?
I think with time it will get easier. At this moment, at least I have to pay a lot of attention. It's not very, what I should say, fluent.
Of course, it won't be fluent, but the concept overall, I mean, are you able to grasp it, how this is being constructed?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. Now, again, the ism is the same, kitabu. We are keeping the ism always light because it's mudaf, and now I'm looking for your, and now this time your is singular your. This is masculine singular. That's what I'm looking for.
Kitabuka.
Kitabuka.
Correct. Kitabuka. Kitabuka. You have heard the word many times. Rabbuka. Right? What would that mean?
Your
Your
Rabb.
Your
Your
Rabb, your master. Right? And is it talking to one person, 2 person, 3 person?
only one.
Only one. Is it talking to somebody who is a man or who's a woman?
Man.
Man. Is it talking to somebody who's right there or who's not there?
second person.
Second person.
The second person is right there with you or he's not there with you?
There.
It is.
Right there, you, second
You.
person. You.
The
Yeah.
word you use for somebody who is right there with you. You're talking to somebody, right?
Fahad bhai, well, from the context of your question, we know it that one person is addressed over here. लेकिन जहाँ पे you जो है is meant for both men and women. Again, there is ka. So
No.
there will
Let's
be
do
you
that.
all or you both. Okay, fine, got it.
Yes.
Fine, got it, got it.
You
Your
both
book,
Kuma.
masculine too. Let's do that one. Yes. Kitabu, and the attached version of to masculine is Kuma, if you remember, right?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Kitabu Kuma. Your book.
Kitabuki.
No, we're doing the masculine plural first.
Okay.
Kitabukum.
Kitabukum.
Kitabu and Kum.
Kum.
Very good. Now look at this. Assalamu
Alaikum.
alaykum. That's the same Kum. Although it's not a same construction, but I'm just telling you, it's the same Kum. Alaykum. So there's the same Kum, right? That's what we're talking about. Okay. You have also heard a word Rabbukum, right? In this case, are you talking to 1 person, 2 person, 3 person? Many people in front of you, right? You're talking about masculine. You're talking about somebody who's there talking to you. So when Allah directly communicates with the Prophet ﷺ and any mu'mineen, Allah would use the word kum, right? When Allah would give an example of somebody like Fir'aun, he would use the word who or he or hua, for example, because he's not there. He's third person, right? So that type of context. Okay. Your
So, Doctor, if Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala is talking to me, then it means
yes,
that it will be in the second person. Then he will use kum, kuma, sorry, ka, he, right?
yes, that's the whole idea of the second person, somebody you're directly talking to.
Okay.
Okay. Your book for feminine version.
Kitabukim.
What is the feminine singular pronoun of? Yes, it was anti, right? Independent version was anti, and the attached form of anti is
He.
he. He.
Fatih, one question.
Ji.
If we translate Assalamu alaikum,
Ji.
doesn't it become like a bit, doesn't make sense, like peace be upon your, or?
So, as I said, it's not the Idafah construction. So there is a word alay, which is a different story. You have not learned that before yet, right?
Mhm.
So it's not an idafa construction. I just wrote it just to help you recognize it's the same attached pronoun that you use in the salam. Right? Inshallah, that's the next topic after idafa we will do. Okay? So kitabu ki, just to remind you, look, this was anti, feminine, and you had attached pronoun which is ki, right? Okay, so let's produce the feminine too. So the word is still the same. It's kitab, kitabu, and I'm looking for your that represents two women. Give me the independent form, and then we'll go to the attached form. Two women, your, second person.
Kitabukuma.
Anta, antuma, antum, anti, antuma, antunna, right? So the second was antuma, right? Antuma was for
Kuma.
two women as well. And that makes it attached form, which is kuma. Kitabu kuma, your book. And you see again, same story, Kitabu kuma here and Kitabu kuma here in case of masculine are same. And the context of the ayah will tell you what this kuma is going back to. Is it going back to a man or woman? Okay. Right now, you don't have to worry about that part. All you need to understand is how this idafa construction is taking place. You should be able to recognize this is an ism, which is light. It doesn't have an al, therefore I'm calling it an mudaf. And if it is a mudaf, I need to prove that there is a mudaf ilay after it, and that mudaf ilay has to be in jar. So I'm finding an attached pronoun, which is kuma, which is an attached form of a pronoun antuma. And because if it can be jar, it is. Because I have a rule, if it could be, it is. So I'm marking it jar. Therefore, it completes the formula of idafa construction. Light no al followed by jar. If this is understandable to you, then you're fine. And then with practice, it becomes easy.
Part it for plural, it should be their book, their. No?
There is third person, which was this, Farhan. There is the third person, right? So we had kitabu and we had hum. Hum is the plural form of the pronouns in masculine, and hunna was the feminine. Yes,
Okay.
that's what we're talking about. See, this is the one. Third person. This is hum, and this is hunna.
Oh.
Right? And now we are in the second person, which is you or your. Kitabu, the feminine, independent, plural pronoun I'm after.
Tabu kunna.
Antunna.
Antunna, so it will be kitabu. Kunna.
Antunna. Antunna is the independent, and the attached form of Antunna would be
Kunna.
Kunna.
Kunna. Kunna. Right? I think we have done these, right? So we've done these two. They're repeating. Okay. My book. Kitabu. What is the independent pronoun of I? First
Ana.
person. Ana. Right? So the attached form of ana, what are the options?
Yeah.
Ni.
Ya
Ni.
or
Or
ni? Okay. So one must think, okay, is it ya ni or is it just ye?
Kitabi.
Rabi.
Right. Because ya is used in a jar form and you need a jar here. Right. So ni is for the nasab form, so you would keep it out. Right? So kitabi. Now the problem here comes. Can you read this word? Kitabui. Does it sound normal to you?
No.
I mean, imagine the amount of effort Arabs want to put in their language. Would this really rhyme? Kitabui. When a ya is attached to an ism that has a rafa status, it actually overrules the entire sound. So what they do is they rather not put any haraka here and just put ya and mark it with a kasra, kitabi, like they would do something like either not write a haraka or just do like this. But we know it's rafa. We know the kitab was rafa. It's because of the sound of the ya that overrules everything. So usually you will find it written like this, kitabi. Just like the word Rabbi. You may have seen this word many times, right? Rabbi. Attaching a ya to an ism that was in rafa or even nasab, you would completely overrule the sound of that haraka. So there is no point of putting that sound. You just put a ya and just read it with a ya sound. Okay? That's the challenge only with this particular pronoun. Okay? Is that clear? Yeah.
Yes.
Very good. Now, our book, Kitabu, an independent form of our, which was we,
Nahu.
nahnu, and that's independent, and that's always rafa. And what I need here is jar. So what could that be?
Alif.
Na.
No. No.
Na, kitabuna, kitabuna, our book. Okay.
I remember the last dependent pronoun like ana and nahnu. The dependent one is like yani na.
Yes, you know this word Rabbana, right? What you say, Rabbana atina fid dunya, right? That's what you say. So Rabbana, when you say Rabbana, you're saying our Lord, atina, grant us. That atina is also a na, our. Fid dunya, in dunya, right? So that's the dua you're making, Rabbana. Okay. Good. So that's effectively what you do with attached pronouns. So one thing you should notice here, the ism that we used was kitab, right? Kitabun. Every time it was kitabun, and every time the pronoun was in which status? Rafa, nasab, or jar?
Rafa.
The pronouns attached to the kitab. What
So-
status were these?
Nasab or jar.
No, that's not the answer. What fragment are we constructing?
Okay, is idafa mudafilay?
Yes, so mudafile is what?
Always jar.
Always jar. Always jar. So now you're not telling it's raf nasab or jar, you're actually very sure it's jar because it's part of the idafa fragment. You know it is mudafile and it has to be jar. Now I will give you another always rule. When a pronoun is attached to an ism, it is always jar. Whenever a pronoun is attached to an ism, it's always jar. And whenever a pronoun is attached to an ism, it's always an idafa. pronoun is attached to an ism, it's always an idafa fragment. Okay.
Yeah.
Question?
So what's the difference between two statements? So it's a jar and idafa, right?
Yes,
So
the
pronoun
first is confirming the status. The second is confirming it's going to be this fragment.
And this we in the previous class or sometimes ago we studied about this idafa fragment, right? And you
Yes.
said that there are many different forms of idafa, correct?
Yes. Yes.
One with the independent pronoun is also the same idafa that we studied previously, correct?
Idafa is one concept. It's one
Oh.
grammatical concept. It is used in few ways. Types of idafa. Let me just give you that visibility. I think will help. Types of idafa.
Because I'm just trying to understand this, that this pronoun part is always be mudaf ilay.
Yes. In case of idafa,
Yes.
pronoun will always be mudaf ilay. Because why is it always going to be mudaf ilay? Because dependent pronoun is always dependent on another word. So it cannot become a mudaf.
Right.
It is always dependent on a mudaf, right? So it's mudaf ilay. So what you have done previously is you have done idafa between two isms, two normal isms. Let me just say like that. Two normal isms. Now what you are doing is idafa between a normal ism and pronoun. That's the construction you're doing now. So this first one was like Rasulullahi, Kitabullahi, and so on and so forth. Two normal isms that we know. But now this time it's about ism and the pronoun. And there's a third construction between special mudafs and any ism. This is something we'll do later on. Okay. After this one, we'll do this one. And don't worry about this. So there are three forms. The concept is the same. Light, no, al, followed by jar in all of the cases. Now, what I was going to do was apply this concept. Let's say we take a word qawm. Qawmun is nation. Right? We know this word used in Quran quite a lot. I want to say, let's say, his nation. His nation. So what's the thinking process? So his nation, you're first looking at the word his. And you're trying to find if this is a singular, dual, or plural. Then you're trying to find, is it masculine or feminine? Then you're trying to find, is it a third person, second person, or first person? These three answers you want. Okay. So what do you think? What's the gender of his?
Male.
Male.
It's male. Okay. So what's the number of his?
Plural.
Plural?
Yes.
Okay. Anyone else?
It's the
Is it
three
plural?
word.
Hmm?
Common, nas, or
Isn't it?
No, I'm asking for the word his. This is what I'm asking.
all right. Okay.
Yes.
His will be singular. Then I thought you were asking about common.
No, his is what?
Singular.
Singular. Correct. And then is it, which person is it? First person, second person, third person?
Third person.
Third person. So now you know masculine, singular, third person. Which pronoun is it?
Proper.
Well, they are always proper. Which independent pronoun is it? So let's do it like that. Independent pronoun.
Hua.
It's hua. Right? And to construct idafa, you need to use this pronoun. This is the process in your mind that you need to go through whenever you see a pronoun like that. his nation. You're asking yourself gender, number, person, and then finding its independent form. Once you have found the independent form, you can derive the dependent forms. What is the dependent form of huwa?
Who, he,
Who or he?
You know it's who or her, right?
he,
Sorry, who or he, right? You know this. Now you have nailed down his, and you know the word nation, which is qawmun, and you want to make an idafa construction out of it. So pronoun will never be a mudaf. Pronoun will never be a mudaf. It will always be a mudaf ilay. Again, the independent pronoun is different story, and still that pronoun will always never be a mudaf. But the dependent pronoun will never be a mudaf. Okay. Overall, it doesn't make sense to make pronouns mudaf. Okay? So the word qawmun is going to be mudaf, and when you look at this word qawmun, you know mudaf has to be what? What are the rules?
light followed by jar.
Yes, it has to be light. That's the rule for mudaf, and the rule for mudaf ilay, it has to be jar,
Jar.
right? And you now know dependent form is jar. So should I pick up who or he?
He.
Who,
Okay.
Who?
Ikhtilaf in the ummah. So why who and why he? So we need fatwas.
Rhyming.
Rhyming, yeah.
And if I pick up who, the reason I picked up who is because there was a oo sound before or a sound before. I will only pick up he if I had
yeah,
qawmi, right? Like that. Like I had either qawmi and then I would say he. Qawmi he. Okay? If I had qawma, I would still say qawmahu. Okay. All of these three mean his nation. All of them. Okay. But the context of the ayah will tell you what is actually what role it plays actually in the overall sentence. You understand the thinking?
Yes.
Okay. Let me take you to the coursework a little bit. So there is a nice exercise there that I think you should go through. Okay. So this one, I think you can do. Is it flickering with you? Wait a second. Let me share.
Sorry, Doctor, what page is it?
I think it's page 20.
Thank you.
I don't know. Is it flickering with you? Can I share the screen?
it's fine for me.
No, it's flickering for
No,
me.
flickering now.
Flickering, right? So I don't know what's going on. Okay. Okay. Should be okay now. Okay, so what we are doing in this exercise, all you have to do is identify, detect the attached pronouns and try to find their four properties. Right, that's all what we need to do, and you can do it at home, inshallah. So you will see all sorts of pronouns, attached and independent, and you will have to find which one is which. So let's go through it a little bit here. So, for example, the first one, huwa, what you're looking at is what you're saying is either independent or dependent pronoun. So, huwa we know is an independent pronoun. So, what you can do is just write an I here, saying it's an independent pronoun. Okay? And then you can do the four properties of it. I mean, if you have actually gone through the sheet that I shared with you, the worksheet, if you have filled that in, this exercise will help you. Okay. The second one, you are looking at the word nasara, and then there is ha. You would look at ha and you would process in your mind, okay, ha was the attached form of here, so it's going to be a detached pronoun or dependent pronoun. Okay. That's the exercise. Okay. What do you think is alayna? Attached or
So it's,
independent?
so it's na is nahnu
Independent.
attached.
Correct.
Attached.
It's dependent pronouns or attached pronoun. Okay. Qaumi.
It's independent.
It's a dependent because it's the
Dependent.
Independent.
yeah
So
form.
it's yeah, ana. It's ana
Sorry, it's
attached.
attached. Yani.
Correct. It's an attached version.
Fahad bhai, just a very quick question. Number two, Nasraha. When we are talking about that, obviously mudaf ilayh is jar and ha is mudaf ilayh. So why we are saying nasab or jar? Shouldn't it?
Because the word here is not an ism. Nasara is
Okay.
not an ism here.
It's a fail. Okay.
Yes, so
Okay.
this exercise is for you just to focus on the pronoun, not the
Got
word
it.
before it.
Sorry. Got it. Okay.
And Dr. This D stands for dependent here, or is it detached?
With-
Because now it can go both ways. So I is, so we're using
want-
independent and dependent. Are we using
Okay.
attached or detached?
Whichever you like. I mean, I'm fine. Let's say attached pronoun, right? Is that easier?
No, any. I'm fine. Okay, that's fine.
I'm okay with any. I mean, I'm just used to switching, so I can try to stick with one attached pronoun and independent pronoun. That's how we can go. Okay. Kum,
Attached.
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 Correct. The annahum.
Whom is independent.
Homa.
Which of these dependent and the
So
trick with
it's-
whom is whom is independent, but it's also dependent, right?
Right.
Attached. So how do we know this is actually attached or independent? That's the question. And
it's
if you remember, I told you attached would always come after or before?
after the word.
After. So it's
After.
It's a
it's
dependent.
attached.
Correct. Innani.
Attached.
Okay.
That's attached.
Correct. Which independent pronoun is this?
First person I.
Na.
Ana.
It's Anna.
Ana. Correct. Is it only ya or is it ni?
It's ni.
Yeah.
Ni. So what is the status of ni? Is it jar or nasab?
Nasab.
In nani, it's
Nasab.
Nasab. Nasab.
It's nasab. The ni we said would be used largely for nasab, right? So you, in spite of the fact you do not know the word before it yet, and you do not know what impact it creates on the pronoun, you can still tell it's nasab, right? Ana.
No.
It's a
Attached.
independent.
Which one? Sorry.
Independent.
Anna.
independent.
Correct. Correct.
Independent. Yeah.
Minhu.
Attached.
Attached.
Attached. Bihi.
Yeah. Attached.
Attached. This is all Quranic vocabulary. This vocabulary is not coming from anywhere else. All of these words are Quran words. So once you do them, you're actually understanding what's written in the Quran one way or the other. Okay. So that's an exercise. I would want you to attempt. Yes, Talha.
On number 7, in nani,
Yes.
here this rule will not apply. If we have ya in the word before, then we will choose the jar one. That's
Yes,
not
because the problem is created by ya, not the noon attached to the ya, right?
Right.
So the pronoun is ni, not ye anymore. Right? Because it's ni, that problem doesn't come.
okay.
Right?
Okay.
If you use the only ye version, then that problem comes.
Yeah, makes sense.
You
Yeah,
could still say, yes, sorry, go ahead. I think I'm giving you an example that is a bit advanced, so I'll skip this. Yes, any other question? Clear, hai Tara?
yeah. So ya was there. That's why we choose this ni.
Correct.
Yeah.
No. Say that again.
So in nani, we said before that we have, let's say, for example, ha or he. So we will choose ha always. Sorry, who or he. We will always have who because if the word before that doesn't have any ya sound or a ya, we will always have rafa, which is
Okay.
who thing, correct?
Okay.
But if we have a ya thing, then we
Mhm.
will have as the zir, the kasra thing there, correct?
The word before, sorry, complete.
Now in this innani,
Mhm.
it all already have this ya sound in it, right? That's why I will choose this nasab property.
No,
No,
that's not the reason why you chose nasab. The reason is different. So what you have is the inna, and then you have to attach the version of ana with it. That's what you want to achieve. This is what you're trying to do in that, right? Inna attached with ana. You do not know inna, but I'll tell you very briefly. Inna is a harf, and it's a harf that makes the next word nasab.
okay.
That's its characteristic, right? So when you attach something like inna with ana, what you have to choose is a nasab form of ana, and that nasab form is ni, right? Not ye,
Right.
and that is why you have ni.
Okay.
Okay, we'll do that inshallah very soon. A few classes down the line, we'll do all of that. So I would request you to please complete this exercise as your practice, and also attempt another one. I'll just give you that was the page number 20, and another one which is on page, this one, page number 24. Page 24. You can do this. It's very simple. So what you have to do is the translation of the word before it, before the pronoun is given to you, like anfusu. It's given to you. This means selves. Okay. Baghyu is rebellion. It's given to you. The translation of the pronoun is not given to you. Okay? And you have to complete this blank. So in case of the first one, for example, anfusu means selves, and kum I will have to translate. What is kum in English?
Your.
Your, right? So I would do yourselves. That's what I'm doing here. Okay, that's the exercise. Okay, so it will help you. All of that is possible. You can do all of that. Okay, there's nothing tricky about it now that we have done the Idafah with the pronouns. Try it, and if there's any challenge, put it on WhatsApp. Inshallah, I'll help. Okay, so page 24 and page 20, was it? Yeah.
पेज 19 भी जरा देख लेंगे पेज 19 पे दो क्वेश्चंस हैं
जी देख लेते हैं चले very quickly. So this is about you've already done this. In this page, you're saying that an independent pronoun is always what status? You should know.
Rafa.
Always rafa. Okay. Too small. It's always rafa. Okay. An attached pronoun is nasab in two cases. You don't go there right now. You've not done this part. Okay. An attached pronoun is jar in two cases. You've done one part. When is the attached pronoun jar?
When attached with ism.
Where attached.
Yes.
to
When
an
attached with an ism. Attached pronoun is jar when it's attached to an ism. The rest we will do as we learn. Okay. Good. Chale, thank you very much. I hope it was useful. Inshallah, next Sunday we'll continue the study, and I'm hoping that next Sunday we are able to apply things by opening a surah, inshallah. Okay.
And फादर रमजान में यही टाइमिंग रहेंगी हमारी टाइमिंग तो डिस्टर्ब नहीं होनी चाहिए इंशाल्लाह.
I mean, I'm fine with the timing. आप लोग बताएं.
सही. तला भाई आपकी तो अफ्तारी नहीं होती ना 10 बजे हमारे.
मैं 2 रोजे रखता हूँ, 1 घंटे बाद होगी।
Okay, sir.
Okay, Jazakallah.
Jazakallah.
Thank you very much. Jazakallah. Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah, assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.